There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
All right, so good morning, everyone. Welcome to Jobs180.com's Marketing Me Live with Marinduque State College. And today we will be joined by speakers from Jobs180.com, Makati Medical Center, VXI, and Accenture. And before we start, may we invite everybody for the opening prayer, followed by the singing of the national anthem.
Almighty Father, once again, we are gathered before Thee to serve and fulfill Thy will. We thank Thee for guiding us and keeping us safe and free from harm, and for giving us graces and stability. Grant us a peaceful mind and a warm heart, that we may think, decide, and act in complete unity and harmony. Light our paths that we may walk in faith, honor, and righteousness, worthy of Thy trust. bless this institution, that it may grow and develop according to thy plan. Enlighten our thoughts so that we may best serve the college and the province in the spirit of public service. We pray that all the members of Marinduque State College family live each day of our lives in accordance to thy words, will, and conviction. And may the guidance and love forever be upon us. We ask these in the name of our Lord Jesus. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, pero sa sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay tinatang tulang awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihiling, makituwin at araw niya kailan pa may di maghihiling. Lumalang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang higaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Alright, so thank you, Tech. So again, welcome everyone. You ready na ba kayo? I hope you all are. So by the way, my name is Joyce from jobs180.com, and we are live via Jobs180 Facebook and Jobs180 YouTube page. So this morning we have 100 plus live viewers. So we hope na ayan, dumami pa yung numbers since marami ang registered today. So, ayan, kung wala pa po sila dito, tawagan niya na. Ayan, so we can start the session. And of course, to officially start today's session, may we invite Mr. Julie P. Rodelas, Director of Marinduque State College, BOA Campus, for the opening remarks.
Our college president, Dr. Diosdado P. Solveta, Dr. Victoriano R. Regio, the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Edelwina M. Blase, Vice President for Research and Extension, Attorney Chris Sandusay, Vice President for Administration and Finance, Mr. Arnel M. Lantita, the Director of Student Affairs and Services, MSC Guidance Office Team, other officials of the college, faculty members and staff, students from the different colleges and schools of MSC, other viewers, and of course to the team of Jobs180.com. Good day. Thank you everyone for being here with us in this webinar, Marketing Me Live, organized by Guidance Office Team in partnership and collaboration with the ever-supportive Jobs180.com. The focus of today's webinar is on job application using the resume link, how to manage stress, adapting to new work environment, and hiring in the new normal. These topics are very timely because currently, this is what companies have been doing in hiring their employees. The same goes for the work environment that you will enter as would-be employees when you graduate. So even now that you are in MSC, you should already know what you're going to do. Similarly, the topic of stress is timely because October is Mental Health Awareness Month. Apart from this, it is good that everyone has more in-depth knowledge about it so that we can use it in our daily lives. I hope that after this webinar, you will realize the importance of the topics that will be discussed today as part of your preparation for your next job search and how to handle your stress. From the Office of the Campus Director, I also would like to express my sincere appreciation to all who generously helped in making this event possible. the MSC administration headed by Dr. Diosdado P. Zulueta, our college president, and other college officials for their support. GCO team headed by Mrs. Emilita Arodelas, Mrs. Portia Orlina, Mrs. Rosalyn Dasco, Miss Altea Malabana, Miss Angela Cabrera, and Miss Cleo Matre for their hard work. Likewise, to Mr. Arnel Lantita, the Director of the Office of the Student Affairs and Services, to the Office of Media and International Affairs team headed by Director Chito Mandia, and of course to the Jobs180.com, and the speakers who is always with MSC in providing services to our studentry. As we conduct this activity, let us all be reminded that the success of this reflected one's selflessness in teamwork, optimism, flexibility, openness in embracing quality and excellent service, to name a few. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. I hope that everyone will have fun and new learnings. So, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rodelas, and good morning po. And as usual for our audience today, please comment your name, your year, and your course. And if you have questions later on, please type them in so we can answer them after the talk. Okay. And as for the attendance, sorry, I almost forgot. You will be filling out two forms today po. So first po yung attendance, and then later on we will flash the eval as well. But for today muna, for this morning, you have to yeah, fill out this form. The attendance link is flashed on your screen and also available at the comment section. So let us know if the link is working so we can ask ayan, Miss M, kung may problem po sa link. So, again, you will be filling out two forms for today's session. So, first, the attendance link, and later, at the end of the session, we will release naman po yung evaluation. Ayan. So, first, please fill out the um, attendance form. Okay. So again, if you have questions later on, please huwag po kayong mahiya, type them in so we can answer them after the talk. And then the Q&A will happen after each speaker's presentation. And do not forget to tag and share this to your friends too. So dumadami na tayo. So kung wala pa po sila rito, ayan, tawagan niya na. And there. Okay. So here is our schedule for today. So we have 4 topics for today's session. So first, we have online applications using the resume link, which will be discussed by jobs180.com. Next, we have how to manage stress from Makati Medical Center by Makati Medical Center. Next topic is adapting to the new work environment by VXI. And the last topic for today is hiring in the new normal by Accenture. Okay, so again, shout out to everyone. Please comment your name, your year, and your course para makita po natin, no? So you can also interact. Ayan, so wag po kayong mayang magtanong. So this is your chance to ask before you face the real adulting thing or the world of work. Okay? So kilalanin na po natin ang ating unang speaker. So for our first topic, which is online applications using the resume link, our first presenter has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. As a trusted resource speaker, he has done over 1,000 plus career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. The managing director from jobs180.com, Mr. Kim Chua. Sir Kim, take it away.
Everyone, allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No, not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat, this should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay, more than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung proteksyonan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, mayroon kang kapangalan. Okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot. Pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay, wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over-creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw ay makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So, sayang lang. So, you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpleto ang detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo. Kayo lang may alam yan. At lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So, you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot, lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. 'Diba? Kasi takot kayo baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis tayo makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes, if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating ko sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gaano karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa 2 lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung 2. Kung 2 lang talaga alam nyo, din 2 lang. Ano tong 2 to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga? Hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan. Ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede ka mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda example yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng ganun kasi mga sample ng profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Di ba? O sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So, depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayong magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon, interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pinakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So, you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo na papabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto ka niya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design? Diba? Gets mo ibig ko sabihin? Wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pa nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do you do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat ng binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, huwag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nag-submit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala lang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Huwag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan eh. Ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Anong gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No? Maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante lang ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secure na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganon. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, o makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O, di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes, lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it, enter, save it, real-time update. Lahat ng bigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email me here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much, Sir Kim. So there you have it, guys. So if you have questions, the floor is now open for questions. So to MSC, please, if you have questions, wag po kayong mahihiyang magtanong. If you have questions regarding the topic, resume, or may questions kayo mismo kay Sir Kim, ayan, so please post your questions on the comment section. And here with us today on screen is Miss Miri Azalea Umandan, my host partner. So she'll be joining us for the QA. Ayan. So, Ms. Maria, do you have questions po?
Yes, partner. Thank you so much for that informative presentation, Sir Kim. Well, meron po akong question dito. Number 1, yung resume link po ba is applicable only for fresh graduates?
Okay. So, sa mga natatanong na hindi fresh graduate, applicable ba ang resume link sa inyo? No, hindi kayo fresh grad. Applicable ang resume link sa lahat. So kahit na ikaw ay fresh graduate, senior high school, any year level, na first year ka na college, second year, third year, kahit graduate ka na, may trabaho na, may pamilya na, no, senior na, walang problema. You can create your resume link. This is for you, and then you can explore your opportunities in jobs180.com. You can also explore the different opportunities here sa link na nagsuscroll sa screen ninyo. Makita nyo dyan, schools.jobs180.com/MSC. That's a shortcut for Marinduque State College. So you can check out yung mga industry partners din nila. Okay? Submit lang ng resume link. Wala naman mawawala. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And another question po, regarding po sa nilalaman ng resume link, may time limit po ba yung paggawa ng video dun sa may, ano po, ng
May time
portfolio?
limit ba yung paggawa ng video?
Yes po.
Okay. So, sige, linawin ko yung paggawa ng video, kahit paulit-ulit nyo gawin, walang problema. Kung hindi nyo type yung video nyo, kung sa tingin nyo mukhang hindi pa na-perfect, di ba? Parang TikTok lang yan, di ba? Video kayo ng video, kahit isang gilalang laman ang ipinopost ninyo, pero ang dami nyo ginawang mga video. So, itong sa selfie video ng resume link, ganun din. You can create multiple videos and then choose the best one. I recommend you keep it short and straight to the point. Limit it lang within about 1 minute. The reason why I'm saying limit it within 1 minute is because ayaw mo naman natulugan ka ng HR, di ba? Or tipong yung tumitingin ng resume link mo, syempre importante makatch mo attention at least within 1 minute lang. Yan yung recommend ko. But if you want to make a very, very long video, na tipong 1 oras yung video mo, ganun, gumawa ka ng short film, no? about yourself, pwede naman yun, di ba? Ang challenge lang doon is papanoorin ba siya nung HR, di ba? Baka hindi naman siya panoorin na ng ganung katagal. That's why I recommend keep it within about 1 minute or less lang. O, di ba? Make multiple videos na lang. Na kahit, example, 5 videos na puro tigwa 1 minute, mas okay yun kaysa isang dire-diretsong 5 minute na video. O, yan yung recommend ko. Di ba? And then the 5 videos that you're going to create, iba-iba yung topic. O, di ba? About skills mo, about communication mo, about maybe hard skills if you know other stuff, o, di ba? About writing or something. Di ba? You can do that. Product demo. Ayan, 'di ba? How to eat chocolate, 'di ba? Ganun, kahit anong gusto mong gawin. Oo, dati may nakita akong video how to make dalgona coffee. 'Di ba? Pwede ka gumawa ng dalgona coffee. In case hindi niyo alam 'yan, research niyo. 'Di ba? Yan lang.
So meaning, sir, ano po, the job seekers can upload more than one video po?
Yes, of course, they can. They can do that. Make sure lang those videos are really catchy, attractive, and it speaks about you. Kasi yung importante dyan, nakikita yung personality ninyo ng mga HR when they process. Para imbis na tawagan kanila, magchikahan kayo ng matagal pa, ang bottom line naman dun is they want to evaluate your communication skills. So might as well recommend ko, put multiple videos. I think that would be a better approach. Para pag tinawagan kayo, iba na yung pag-uusapan. Probably another set of interview niyan, final interview or job offer na. O, di ba? Mas okay yun.
Alright. Thank you, sir. So, Ms. Maria, may question pa?
Yes po. Last question, Sir Kim. Pwede po bang gumawa ng double account with resume link? For example po,
Pwede bang gumawa ng double account?
Yes po.
Okay. Technically speaking, pwede. Pwede kang gumawa ng example lang ako, kimchua.jobsonity.com, tapos gagawa ko isa pa, kchua.jobsonity.com. Technically, pwede. No? Pwede kang gumawa ng multiple accounts. Pero ang tanong dito, bakit mo gagawin yun? Okay, una, you're putting more pressure for you to update. Example lang, meron kang babaguhin phone number. Di dalawa dapat i-update mo account. Di ba? Pangalawa, if you're going to submit a resume to a company, I don't recommend that you submit 2 accounts in one company. 'Di ba? So it doesn't make sense 'di ba? Bakit ka gagawa ng dalawang account? Yung kadalasan nangyayari lang, bakit sila napapagawa ng dalawang account? Kasi hindi nila maalala na yung kanilang password, which is hindi naman yun ang solution. Ang solution, if you forgot the password, is simply reset your password. No? Click forgot password and then you can reset your password. Now, example lang, no, all efforts na try mo, hindi mo talaga maalala yung account mo, yung password mo, then you can send your message sa team namin, no? I-send us a message sa info, that's info, info@jobs180.com, and then our team is more than willing to assist you para hindi mo kailangan gumawa ng multiple account. Kung yun ang purpose mo why you're creating 2 or 3 accounts. Okay? Hindi lang yun eh. Isa pang naisip ko is kapag na-match ka ng mga companies dun sa profile mo, isa lang dun nire-respond mo, di ba? Kasi probably isa lang naman yung profile mo eh. So, pag minatch ka ng company A, example lang si company A, minatch ka dun sa first account mo, minatch ka din sa second account mo, ano yung mag-reply dun? Sino gagamitin mo pang reply? yung first account mo or second account? O, di ba? So, I don't really see yung logic why you should create more than one na resume link. O, yun. If you have an idea, then please share it to us. So, bakit gagawa tayo ng more than one account? Di ba? Ayun lang. Hindi naman, by the way, hindi rin naman tayo social media platform na alam ko a lot of you are listening right now. Bato-bato sa langit yung guilty dyan, huwag kayong magagalit. Gumagawa kayo ng dalawang account. Yung isa doon, official account yung example sa social media nyo. Hindi ko na babanggitin anong social media account, alam nyo na yan. Yung isa dyan, official account nyo. Yung isang account doon, pang lurking, pang research ninyo, pang check, o di ba? Baka sakali, di ba? Pang spy. I don't see I don't think that you'll apply the same thing here with resume link. Kasi dito naman sa atin, hindi naman tayo social media platform. Ayan. So, una-una doon pa lang, magkaiba na. 'Di ba? So, yan lang. I hope na clarify ko yung tanong na yon. So, yan yung sagot. Okay?
Sa social media kasi pwede kang gumawa ng poster account. Sa resume link, hindi ka pwede gumawa ng poster account.
Exactly.
Ayan.
Hindi mo naman
Okay.
i-falsify identity mo, 'di ba? Hindi ka naman magpapanggap na ikaw si sample lang ikaw si mga sikat na artista. Ayun ba, ikaw si Julia Barreto o gagawa ka ng isang account na kunwari ikaw si Julia Barreto. Pag in-interview, pag tinawagan yung account na yon, ano mangyayari? Hindi naman ikaw si Julia Barreto. 'Di ba? So, you get what I'm saying, 'di ba? So, walang sense. Pinapagod mo lang sarili mo. Yun lang yun.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Kim. So, Miss Maria, may question pa po. Okay.
Partner, yun lang po yung last question ko for now.
Okay. Okay, so I think Sir Kim wala ng question. Sir, baka may final message ka, announcements, since meron tayong internal hiring, I believe.
Oo. Timing na naman itong panahon ngayon, no? Every time there's always an opportunity. Sabi nga nila, when one door closes, another window opens. No? So, ibig sabihin, pag hindi ka makapasok sa pintuan, sa bintana ka pumasok. Ibig sabihin yan, our company now is hiring. Even if we are still in this post-pandemic, no? Our company is growing. And so we have a lot of vacancies. You can check out yung mga opportunities. Internal to lahat. No? Internal para sa jobs180.com. Pwede nyo po i-check yan sa myjobs180.com/jobs180 or pumunta kayo dyan sa mismong link nakita nyo, schools.jobs180.com/MSC. Hanapin nyo lang po yung Jobs 180. No, ayan. Marami rin kaming hiring for internship in case lang you're looking for OJTs or internship. Lahat po ng mga positions namin ay virtual, meaning work from home pa kami hanggang ngayon. Ayan, kung hindi niyo lang alam, ang mga MC natin ngayon, alam ko hindi sila nasa office, no? Obvious naman, tingnan yung background, nasa bahay sila. Ayan. So, they're all working from home. Okay? Ayan. So, yun po.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Kim. So, guys, if you still have questions, please huwag po kayong mahiya magtanong. Ayan, lagay nyo lang sa comment section. You don't have to PM us po. Mas maganda directly na sa comment section para sa bilis natin mapasa. And of course, for more opportunities, you may visit www.jobs180.com. And kung may questions pa kayo regarding resume link, you can send us a message sa aming Facebook Messenger or you can email us po at info@jobs180.com. Ayan. So, thank you so much, Sir Kim.
Alright. Thank you, Ren. Thank you. Be safe, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sir
And
Kim.
have a good day. Ayan. So, moving on to our next topic. Before we move on to our next topic, for those who just came in pala, so we would like to announce again, you released the attendance link na, so kanina earlier. So, Miss M would like to announce again na merong eval and attendance link. So, first you have to fill out the attendance link po. Then later, we will release the evaluation link po at the end of this session. So to present and to introduce our next speaker, Miss Maria.
Yes, partner. So for our second speaker, he is a BS Psychology graduate in Our Lady of Fatima University. He has been working in HR recruitment field for almost 9 years, and he used to work in an international manpower agency, handling end-to-end recruitment process for healthcare and other non-skilled workers to be deployed across Asia and European countries. He also worked as an HR admin and a recruitment officer in a real estate company, handling end-to-end recruitment process for sales and marketing positions. At present, he is a talent acquisition specialist in Makati Medical Center, handling the recruitment process for nurses, corporate, and other allied medical positions. The HR Specialist Talent Acquisition from Makati Medical Center, Mr. Ronald Alan Abril. Hello, sir.
Hi, good morning everyone. Good
Hi,
morning.
Sir
Hi,
Ron.
John.
Good morning po.
Good morning,
Sir,
sir.
Hi,
can you now test your
Adelaide.
shift?
Can you hear me, ma'am? Is it clear?
Medyo mahina lang ng konti, sir. I think po it's because of the ano po sa mask. Can we remove, sir,
Okay.
or hindi siya pwede?
Nasa office ako ngayon,
Not
ma'am.
possible.
Sorry, I cannot
Okay, sir.
remove my mask.
Ah,
I
okay,
will
sir.
share my screen lang po for a while.
Okay, sir. Again, guys, if you have questions, this is your time to ask. Ayan, habang nandito yung mga speakers natin, still have 3 speakers left. So, sayang naman po. Huwag po kayo mahiya. Post your questions in the comment section. Ayan. And
Is it
we'll
up
try to.
already, Miss Joyce?
Yes, sir. It's up po. So, if you're ready, we'll leave you to it po. We'll be back after 20 minutes for the Q&A. Good luck, Sir Ron.
Okay. So, good morning everyone. Once again, I'm Ron from Makati Medical Center. And for this morning, we will have a short presentation and discussion on how to manage stress. And since most of the audience today are graduating students from your school, no, so we will give more emphasis on work-related stress and how you'll be able to cope up or handle it. No, kasi soon you will encounter this. No, and as we all know, no one is exempted when it comes to stress. Magkakaiba lang siya ng level. No, magkakaibang level of stress lang tayo. And of course, depende din siya kung paano natin i-take on how we handle it. Okay? So first, how do we define stress at workplace? So stress at workplace is defined as the harmful physical and emotional responses that occur when the requirement of the job do not match the capabilities, resources, or needs of the worker. It can lead to poor health and even injury. Okay, so pumapasok dyan yung stress kapag yung employee is no longer capable of doing his or her job anymore. No, so meaning nagpatong-patong na yung workload niya, hindi niya na alam kung paano sisimulan or tatapusin yung task no, na binigay sa kanya or naka-assign sa kanya. And paano naman natin nasabi na harmful siya, no? Kasi when we are stressed, no, ano ba yung mga usual na na-encounter natin, no? So we usually encounter fatigue, muscular tension. We also experience headaches, no? As well as palpitation. Minsan, nagkakaroon din tayo ng sleeping difficulties, no? Nagkakaroon din ng epekto sa mental health, no? Kapag sobrang stress na yung isang employees. Minsan, we are lack of appetite, no? Hindi na din tayo masyadong nakikipag-interact, nawawala yung social interest natin on our daily activities. No? So all of this can affect us kapag meron tayong stress na dinadala. So for the next item, let us identify no, kung ano yung mga common causes of work-related stress. Yan. So number one, ito yung pinaka-common. No? All employees are experiencing this, long working hours. No? So wala namang problem na mag-render tayo ng overtime, no, or mag-extend tayo. Especially kung required naman talaga and marami tayong kailangan trabahong tapusin. Kaya lang kasi minsan kapag nagiging habitual siya, no, kung paulit-ulit nating ginagawa, let's say sa loob ng isang linggo, yung buong 5 days na pasok mo, lagi kang nag-overtime. No? So as a result, nakaka-contribute siya sa stress natin. No? And dapat din kasi kapag nag-render ka na ng overtime, i-make sure mo na, no, na nagawa mo lahat or natapos mo para kinabukasan wala ka ng any pending task na kailangan mong balikan. And of course, more important is hindi ka na dapat mag-uwi ng trabaho sa bahay. No, minsan kasi may mga employees na nag-render na nga sila ng overtime. And then hanggang pag-uwi nila ng bahay, dinadala pa rin nila yung trabaho nila. no? So dapat you should give your time, you should give yourself to relax din, no, and makapagpahinga kapag tapos na yung working hours natin or nakauwi na tayo sa bahay. Yan. So number 2, heavy workload. No, so ito naman minsan hindi natin maiwasan na mabigyan tayo ng madaming task, no. Usually nangyayari siya kapag yung trabaho ng 3 tao is naka-assign lang siya sa isang employee. No, so imagine kung gaano kahirap 'yun sa part ng isang empleyado na sobrang daming task yung binigay sa kanya. No. Number 3, tight deadlines. Yan. So meaning pressure is real, no? Hindi talaga maiiwasan na merong biglaang reports na hiningi, no, yung manager natin or yung boss natin. No, let's say for this morning, tinext ka ng 5 a.m. and then kailangan yung report i-submit agad by 8 a.m. No? So meaning sobrang stress yung ibibigay niya sa isang employees kasi sobrang tight na yung deadlines, no? Not knowing kung hindi mo pa alam kung saan kukunin yung data, paano mo sisimulan yung reports, no? So imagine kung gaano kalaking stress yung maidudulot niya. Yan. So number 4, over supervision. So minsan kasi yung sobrang pagiging mahigpit, no, ni manager or ni supervisor natin, sobrang nakaka-contribute din yan sa stress on our daily routine, no, sa work. Yung tipong every hour, every minute, chine-check ka kung ano yung mga na-accomplish mo, nanghihingi ng update from time to time, no, kulang na lang tabihan ka ni manager, no, sa working area mo para tutukan ka kung ano yung mga ginagawa mong trabaho. No, so in return, imbis na makapag-work ka freely, nagiging conscious ka. No, so mas nahihirapan kang gawin or i-deliver yung task na binigay sa'yo. No, kasi kapag over supervision din, yung mga managers natin, hindi rin sila ganun ka-aware na yun na pala yung nagiging resulta, no, ng pagiging over supervision nila sa mga employees nila. Well, minsan ang gusto lang naman nila is maging maganda yung outcome ng trabaho, pero minsan negative yung nagiging impact or nagiging result niya sa mga employees. Yan. So number 5, changes of duties. Yan. So ito yung isa sa mga gustong-gustong makita or hinahanap ng mga employers, no, or ng company, no, yung pagiging flexible ng isang employees. Well, in fact, being flexible is okay, no. Kasi as an employee, it's your advantage, no, na kaya mong mag-adjust and kaya mo ding gawin yung trabaho ng iba. No, kaya lang kasi kapag sobrang out of scope na siya or hindi na siya kasama dun sa job responsibility mo and yet sa'yo pa din siya binibigay, no, it can really contribute to the stress. Yan. So number 6, this is one of the common reason, no, poor relationship with colleagues and bosses. Yan. So meaning kapag medyo toxic yung environment na ginagalawan natin sa company, no, hindi okay yung relationship mo sa manager mo or sa mga ka-workmates mo, nag-iiwasan kayo, no, nagpaplastikan or nagsisiraan kayo, no. So backstabbing, so yan yung isa sa mga pinaka stressful na nangyayari, no, sa paligid ng isang employee. Number 7, few promotional opportunities. Ayan. So usually ang mga nakaka-encounter nito yung mga sobrang tagal na or tenured na sa company and yet hindi pa rin sila napopromote, no, or nai-increasean or na-align, no, yung position nila sa kumpanya. So in return, syempre ang mafe-feel the employee, no, so stagnant na yung career, wala silang vision na nakikita kung ano bang plano sa kanila ni company, kung ipopromote ba sila, no, or may changes ba sa salary or may possibility ba na ma-increasean, no. So kung sobrang tagal ka na sa company, isa yan sa pinaka stressful, no, na pwede mong maranasan. And so number 8, favoritism. Ayan, isa din to sa pinaka-toxic trait or environment, no? Na meron yung isang company or yung management. No, imagine ikaw yung pinaka-qualified, no, ikaw yung mas marunong, ikaw yung eligible for the position, and yet because of favoritism, hindi ikaw yung nabibigyan ng chance, no, or hindi sa'yo nabibigay yung promotions. And so those are the 8 sample of common causes, no, ng stress sa workplace. And now let us proceed. No, I will give you some tips on how to deal stress at work. So number 1, always practice, encourage open communication. No, kasi most of the conflicts starts to arise when you don't communicate well with the people around you. So sino-sino ba 'yon? No, so ito yung mga taong nakapaligid sa atin. It could be your colleagues, your teammates, and your boss. No, so it's important that they are aware on what's happening around. No, but of course, yung communication kasi it should always be two-way. No, so as you open up kung ano yung mga challenges mo, kung ano yung mga hindi magandang pinagdadaanan mo sa trabaho, so dapat ikaw din willing ka din makinig sa kanila. No, so in return, dapat mag-meet kayo halfway and mas mabilis nyo kasing mare-resolve yung any issues that will arise, no, kapag pinag-uusapan. Item number 2, hone your time management skills. Yan. So as an employee kasi, especially kapag beginner ka pa, maraming tendency na ma-overwhelm ka dun sa mga trabahong binigay sa'yo, no, ng manager mo or ng boss mo. And syempre, sa kagustuhan mong matapos lahat, no, gagawin mo siya ng sabay-sabay. No? And ang ending, wala kang natapos. No? So dapat ma-practice mo yung time management mo. Try to set a priority. No? I-list down mo muna kung ano yung mga tasks na dapat mong tapusin or dapat mong unahin. I-rank mo siya based sa importance and urgency. No? Nang sa ganun, mas may matapos kang trabaho. So one step at a time. Number 3, let go of perfectionism. No, so remind yourself that you are human and it's okay to commit mistakes. No, minsan kasi sa gustuhan nating maging number 1 sa trabaho or gusto natin laging perfect yung ginagawa natin. So kapag nagkakamali ka, no, nasi-stress ka. No, but it's okay. Wala namang problem kung we always wanted to give our 100% naman when it comes to work. No, kaya lang kasi kung nagko-contribute na siya dun sa stress mo, no, yung pagiging perfectionism or gusto mo laging hindi nagkakamali yung outcome ng trabaho mo, no, pero kung if it contributes to your stress, no, then you should set back, no, remind yourself, no, to slow down, mag-reflect ka and work on your own pace. No, kasi minsan yung kakompetensya lang naman natin sa office is yung sarili natin. No? So mas okay kung nag-work ka sa sarili mong diskarte, hindi ka nakikipagkompetensya, so mas maganda yung nagiging outcome ng trabaho. So number 4, isa sa mga pinaka-important, balance your work and personal time. No? So meaning, you have to learn to set boundaries from your work, no, to your personal life, no. So as much as possible kung day off ka naman, no, or weekends naman and hindi naman kinakailangan makipag-communicate sa office, no, so turn off your phone, don't answer emails, no, during weekdays, and as much as possible enjoy your free time, no. Lumabas ka kasama yung friends mo, kasama yung family, no, take this opportunity, no, para makapag-regain ka and recharge para sa panibagong week na kakaharapin mo. Yan. So number 5, stay away from gossip. Yan. So kung alam mo na, no, na isa sa mga ka-office mate mo marites talaga siya, hindi niya maiwasang magkalat, no, ng mga chismis, no. So learn to find a way to spend less time with them, no, and also learn to filter kung ano yung mga information na nakukuha mo or kinukwento sa'yo ng mga ka-office mate mo, no, especially kung hindi naman wala naman siyang magandang maidudulot sa performance or sa trabaho mo, kung puro stress and negativity lang naman or puro bad vibes lang naman yung mga chismis na nakukuha mo or nasasagap mo sa company, no. So ikaw na mismo yung mag-adjust and umiwas, no. So stay away from unhealthy conversation, no. And mas okay na mag-focus ka na lang sa trabaho. So number 6, rely on a strong support network. Yan. So isa din to sa pinaka magandang technique, no. So dapat kapag stress tayo sa trabaho or kung saan mang aspect ng life natin, importante na meron tayong support, no, support network or circle, no, na mine-maintain. No, keep in touch with your family, pwedeng sa friends mo or sa parents mo, talk to your trusted friends or colleagues, no, during your tough times. No, kasi minsan sila yung mas nag-encourage sa atin. No, they give us words of encouragement, binuboost nila yung moral natin, no, and ina-uplift nila yung confidence natin kapag down tayo or stress tayo. Yan. So number 7, learn to take responsibility. Yan. So ano ba ibig sabihin niyan? So meaning, if things don't go your way or nag-fail ka dun sa trabaho or sa binigay na task sa'yo, no, be accountable and accept that you fail. No? So avoid blaming others and pointing fingers. No? Kasi minsan ang nangyayari kapag pumalpak ka dun sa trabaho, stress ka na nga sa naging outcome nung work mo, maninisi ka pa ng iba. No? So dapat iwasan natin yan kasi stress ka na nga, pinasa mo pa yung stress sa iba, no, nandamay ka pa ng ka-workmates mo. No, so dapat we have to be fully accountable kung ano man yung binigay sa ating trabaho, especially kung ikaw naman talaga yung may responsibility. And so number 8, be a positive thinker. No, so this is one of the vital and helpful skills that every employee should practice. No, madami kasi sa atin mabilis panghinaan ng loob and ma-discourage. No, but if you are a positive thinker, no, it can help you improve, no, and focus your productivity. No, so mas marami kang nagagawa at natatapos na trabaho kapag optimistic ka. No, meaning yung mga failures mo or negative things na nangyari sa trabaho, no, nati-turn around mo siya into something positively. Yan. So that's it for my presentation today. If you wanted to join Makati Medical Center soon, these are the contact details. No? So for our email, it's recruitment@makatimed.net.ph, and our website, www.makatimed.net.ph, and of course, our Jobs 180 account, www.jobs180.com/Makati Medical Center. So thank you so much for listening.
All right. So thank you so much, Sir Ron. So to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. We are now open for questions. So if you have questions regarding the topic po, how to manage stress, ayan, so please feel free to post your questions on the comment section. May magtanong, may plus points daw po yung pag-ask ng questions. Ayan. So of course, Sir Ron, with me is also Miss Azrea Mandan, my host partner. So while waiting for questions po, yeah, so while waiting for questions, sir, we have offline questions here. So let me read po. Okay. So number 1, what do you think are the top stressors for the employees po? Main stressor.
Siguro aside sa, long working hours, isa din talaga sa nagko-contribute ng stress kapag poor relationship, 'no, or toxic yung environment na pinagtatrabahuan ng isang employee. 'No, kung hindi healthy yung, relationship niya sa colleagues niya, especially dun sa boss niya or sa manager niya, yun kasi yung isa sa mga factor din, 'no. Minsan nga mas okey na mahirap yung trabaho, basta okay yung relationship mo sa mga katrabaho mo, gumagaan siya or nagiging light yung mood.
Mhm. How about for those people, ano po, working from home? Ano po kaya ang stressor naman nila?
Hindi ko masyadong na-experience yung work from home, eh. Kasi yun nga hospital kami, so we are working on-site, 'no. So, siguro isa sa mga stress na lang siguro yung isa sa mga stress yung, time management siguro. Kasi mas masusubok yung ano mo, eh, yung patience mo. Kasi hawak mo yung oras, 'no. Kumbaga walang nakatingin kung ano yung ginagawa mo from time to time. So, it's up to you kung paano mas mabilis matatapos yung work na binigay sa'yo and kung paano mo siya on time. 'No, siguro yung time management kasi minsan, kapag naka-work from home may tendency na mag-relax ka, 'no, "Ay
Mhm,
mamaya pa naman yung end ng shift so kahit later ko na lang 'yan gawin or mamaya ko na lang i-submit." 'No, so may
mhm,
mga gano'ng tendency. So, sa tingin ko yun yung isa sa mga, kailangan nilang or nararanasan nila, yun.
mhm, mhm. Kami naman as ano po, employees working from home, one stressor is yung internet connection. Ayan, so internet
Ay
connection
ayun,
talaga.
tama, tama.
Ayan.
One of the common
So,
ano yan reason.
opo. Kahit
Biglang
yung, sa
biglang
mga
pumitik
places
yung
na
wifi gano'n.
yes, sir. Places na laging brown out, ayan. So,
Kaya
especially si Boss Maria, nasa Tarlac siya. So, isa ang Tarlac sa madalas talagang laging brown out na area. So, ang ginagawa niya, lumilipat siya ng ibang place para makapag-work siya. Ayan. So, isa si ano. So, ayan. So, I believe ibang areas din madalas ang brown out. Pero buti na lang sa Metro Manila, kahit papaano hindi gano'n kadalas. Ayan. So, thank you, sir, for answering that one. May question po tayo from Miss Jamie Salina. Ayan. So, what if toxic environment na aalis na ba or hindi?
gusto mo na bang bumitaw? Hindi, joke lang. Actually ano, Jamie 'no, maganda yung tanong niya, 'no. Pero kasi nakadepende talaga yan sa'yo, eh, sa employee. 'No, kung kaya mo pa bang tiisin or hindi mo na kaya, 'no? Kasi nga sabi nila wala namang trabahong worth it kapag mental health mo na yung pinag-uusapan, 'no? So, kung sobrang hindi mo na talaga kaya or hindi mo na matiis yung toxic environment dun sa ginagalawan mo or sa opisina niyo, eh, nasa sa'yo na yun, 'no? Maaano mo naman yan, eh, kumbaga matatantya mo naman, 'no, kung kaya mo pa bang i-take or hindi na.
All
So,
right.
yun.
Thank you.
It depends on the person kasi magkakaiba naman tayo kung paano i-handle yung stress, eh.
Tama po. Thank you, sir, for answering that one. So, another question is, how to keep work stress from taking over your life? As you've
Sorry?
mentioned, how to keep work stress from taking over your life. You've mentioned earlier, sir, kanina na may mga taong mababa yung self-esteem, yung self-confidence, sila yung mas naaapektuhan talaga pag when it comes to stress po, no? So, what do you think po, yung tips na you can give them po?
Ayan, so siguro mas okay din talaga na meron kang, support system, 'no? Mas okay din kasi na nashi-share mo, eh, yung kung ano yung nararamdaman mo, kung ano yung stress na dinadala mo. 'No, so simulan mo siya, talk to your trusted, colleagues, 'no, kung may kaibigan ka sa trabaho mo and siyempre unang-una na din na dapat makaalam na stress ka is yung manager, 'no, kasi sila yung taong involved, 'no, dun sa stress mo, especially kung work-related stress 'yan, 'no. So ibig sabihin sila din yung taong makakatulong. 'No, and kung yung company niyo maganda yung support na binibigay, may mga mental, wellness program sila para sa mga employees, nag-o-offer sila ng counseling, No? So, wag kayong mahiyang lumapit kasi sila yung mga taong makakatulong sa atin.
All right. Thank you, sir. So, another question po from the audience. So, from Miss Althea Malabana. Good morning po. My question is, what can you advise to students who just graduated and are now anxious to look for a job kasi feeling nila incompetent sila? Ay, grabe naman po yun. Given the circumstance ng online learning.
Actually, hindi lang siya sa online learning nararanasan eh. Kahit nung time ko din before, no, I was refused by so many companies back then. No? So, may time na kina-question mo na yung credibility mo kung ano ba yung mali sa'yo, pinanghihinaan ka na ng loob. No? But then, enjoy the process. No? Magtiwala ka lang sa sarili mo. No? You know your capabilities naman. No? And I'm sure makakahanap ka din ng employer, no, na pasok yung skills mo, no? And ayun, don't take too hard on yourself. Enjoy nyo lang yung process. Apply ka lang ng apply, huwag kang mapapagod, no? Hanggang sa makuha mo yung dream mo kasi lahat naman tayo nagsimula sa ganyan eh. No, lahat
Mhm.
tayo natakot sa umpisa. Pero once na matry mo siya, magtiwala ka lang sa sarili mo, mag-pray ka, and soon you will get there. Diba?
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, yeah, thank you, Ms. Althea. We hope answer yung question. So, another question, sir, Ron, is, can stress po be a good thing? Is stress a good thing?
Depende. May mga good stress eh. Depende sa klase ng stress yan. No, pero kasi nga kung if you are an optimistic person, no, so you will take as your stress as a challenge. No, parang it's a new opportunity, no, para masukat mo yung ano mo, yung kakayanan mo, no, and kung paano mo siya ito turn into something positive. No, so may mga tao kasi na yung stress tinitake nila as challenge. No, so mas maganda na doon tayo sa brighter side. No, wag tayo agad panghinaan ng loob. No, so kasi kapag stress tayo, meaning meron tayong ginagawa sa buhay. No, even yung mga ano nga dyan, yung mga unemployed, stress sila. So pag tayo, nag-work tayo, no, employed ka, no, ibig sabihin good stress yan. Kasi you bring something to your family. No, may income ka, no, may trabaho ka. No, so isipin mo na lang kung ano yung stress na idudulot kung wala kang work, no, or unemployed ka. So yun.
Totoo. Kasi there is a positive stress. We call it
Yes.
eustress. Yan, we call it eustress. Ay, natatandaan ko pa ng college. Ayan, so we call it eustress. So, mayroong mga positive stress. Pero syempre, in reality, mas marami talagang bad stress or distress tayo mararamdaman talaga araw-araw. Yan, so thank you, Sir Ron, for answering our questions. So, I think wala na pong questions from our audience. So, if you're interested, guys, to join Makati Medical Center, so you may submit your resume link at www.chops180.com/Makati Medical Center. And of course, these opportunities are also available at your own school portal. So your school portal po is chops180.com/MSC. So makikita niyo po siya nag-run siya sa ilalim ng inyong screen. So thank you so much, Sir Ron. Thank you po for sharing your
Thank you
time
so much.
and your expertise po for today's session. We wish to have you on our next set of webinars.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
sir.
much. Bye-bye. Stay
Thank
safe.
you, sir. Okay, moving on to our next topic, which is adapting to the new work environment. So to introduce our next speaker, Miss Maria.
Yes, our third speaker, a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Human Resource Development Management at Holy Cross of Davao College. She started her BPO career at 2016 for 1 year and 6 months as an agent and employee engagement officer. She transferred to another BPO company where she stayed for almost 3 years and a half and I have a 1 year as an agent and almost 2 years as a product ready trainer for two retail accounts. With her years of PPO experience, she joined VXI last February 2021 as part of the language team. Our next presenter, Ms. Beatrice Pamela B. Barbarona from VXI.
Hi everyone.
Hi, B. Good morning po.
Good morning.
Good morning. And so your screen is up po. So if you're ready, we'll leave you to it po. We'll be back after 20 minutes for the Q&A. Good luck po.
Thank you. So good morning. I'll be talking about adapting to a new work environment, and definitely this is about hybrid workplace. Now, hybrid workplace initially started right after the pandemic. If you could remember, guys, during the pandemic, I think everywhere, it's all around the world, everyone was put on hold and have to switch to a work from home setup because everyone is on lockdown. So the hybrid workplace, they basically started right after the lockdown because there are cases that companies must strictly follow health guidelines as well to make sure that everyone is safe from COVID, and everyone is, of course, still be able to be productive even though they're working from home. So the hybrid workplace is a workplace that incorporates both remote and on-site elements into the internal structure of their company. So there's no one or no right way to do this actually, but any company interested in implementing a hybrid company structure will by necessity have to assess their unique resources, needs, and existing company structure to ascertain how they can most effectively shift and alter their workflow and policies. There are still some companies that is basically doing hybrid workplace, and I know a few companies as well that's still doing that. But here with VXI, we're making sure here that all of our employees will be working on site at least by the end of the year. Um, because definitely it's more effective and it's more productive if our employees are working directly on site as well. Now, there are some, of course, examples of a hybrid workplace. First and foremost, some positions are fully on site, while others are basically can be done remotely. Workers have the option to work on site or remotely. So, of course, it's sometimes scheduled. There are some employees that would probably be working on site Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then others might be working on site Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it can be a shifting process or a shifting schedule depending on the company's policy as well. There are also specific times designated for remote or on-site work. Of course, every employee still has to follow a certain schedule. And definitely, if there are terms that they need to work on-site or work at home, of course, they have to follow a certain time schedule as well for all throughout the day. Remote options are also available for extenuating circumstance. Of course, here in the Philippines, especially as of this moment, there, I'm not sure, but I think in Manila it's actually raining since Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, and same here in Davao as well. We haven't had really good weather lately, and for cases that our employees would have difficulty in reporting on site, of course, we will understand that they have to really work at home or um, remote work as well is also available for these cases. Again, extenuating circumstance only. Um, Another thing here is remote options are available for employees who do not work near any physical offices. For my case, I'm actually handling 10 to 12 trainers for my team. And I have one trainer who's currently in Iloilo, and since we do not have a site in Iloilo, then of course her setup is of course a work from home setup. As long as she's still able to handle a class and be able to deliver her class as well by the end of the week, then of course that is definitely okay with me. So these are just some of the examples for hybrid workplace. Now, there are benefits in a hybrid workplace, and there are also some cons that comes along with it. So, I'll go ahead and start with the pros first. Improved work-life balance. Remote options can give people more of a say in how they conduct both their work lives and personal lives. In my experience, especially during the pandemic when we were in lockdown, this is definitely a life-changing experience for in the corporate world. We're very used to working on site that we forgot about how we interact sometimes with our family. We forgot about how we interact with our friends. We sometimes even do not have enough time to spend with them. But because of the lockdown, we were able to experience having that connection again with our family, with our friends, even with our pets. And because of that, you'll have a work-life balance during that time. In my case, of course, I was able to spend it with my family, with my dogs, and definitely I still had a lot of time to do my work all throughout the day. So it's beneficial, to be honest, because it's a refreshing experience for employees in the corporate world, who's very very used to working in the office for like 5 or 10 years. So it's a refreshing experience for us. Increasing flexibility, this can actually reduce stress and make work hours more productive by allowing workers to more directly manage their schedules. In my case, basically I start off the morning with a few emails to respond to emails and a few meetings. And after that, I can just basically go by my day with working on our modules and our class presentations to make sure that everyone is ready and prepared. And by the end of the day, I just check on emails again and a few meetings that I have to attend to. But it's actually less stressful because you can manage your time more effectively. You are more flexible in a way in handling your time, your schedule. The benefit of it is because everything is basically in your home. You can eat, you can basically just go to the bathroom when you want to. No one's going to mind what you're doing and how you're doing it, because basically you're with your people, you're with your family. They're not going to care what you're doing there. They're just going to leave you whatever you're doing from work, and of course they're going to let you do your time. And it's very very effective for employees, for corporate employees, because it's going to give them less stress on a daily basis. Possible reduction of distractions from work. Depending on the workspace and the individual, work at home, office, or other remote space may remove distractions that they might otherwise contend in a more traditional office space. In every office, you'll have that one friend or one buddy that basically goes, grabs you in the office while working and asks you to go for a cup of coffee. Or sometimes they will ask you to go for a snack. Or they're just basically going to mingle with you and have a chit chat with you. That alone is already going to put on hold whatever work you're doing. And it's a distraction, especially if you're already focused in doing something, and if you are in your momentum in working on something, and all of a sudden that one friend from work basically grabs you to just grab some coffee, then of course it's not going to be helpful for you if you're finishing a work or a task that you're given. So this is something that was also effective when I was working at home, because I can basically finish everything that I need to finish, and I still have half of a day to be able to do other things. So yes, it's effective, and sometimes it's um, for you to have at least a refresher while in the office, for you to grab some coffee with your friends or with your colleagues. But of course, you also have to be mindful that managing your time in the office is going to cause stress in the long run, especially if you have any delays, or if it would affect your work. And lastly, cost reduction. This is something that I believe all employees would agree with me. Remote options can reduce variety of costs, and such as those related to maintaining an on-site workspace. Um, the benefit of working from home from during the pandemic, from my experience, is I definitely saved up a lot of money. Transportation, the fares, even if you own your own vehicle, the gas prices, it's really going to consume a lot. And that's on a daily basis, from Mondays to Fridays. And sometimes you even work on a Saturday. Aside from that, prices are really going up lately. And that's something that's very inevitable, knowing that our market is not really doing well. But if you're going to be working from home, you can definitely manage your financials well. You won't have to spend money to, of course, to pay your transportation or to pay gas. Not only that, you can save that money for your emergency funds or for your other funds that you might need that money for. So yeah, it's very 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 effective for cost reduction, especially if you're going to be in a hybrid workplace. So another a few more benefits for a hybrid workplace is reduction of time wasted on commutes. When you're working from home, of course, your workers does not have to spend too much time traveling, which can be beneficial for mental health, cost reduction, productivity, and overall job satisfaction. For my case, since I actually live in Davao, my travel time from my home to my office would take up about an hour and a half or 2 hours. But again, that still depends if there's like traffic in the area or wherever street I'm going to use for me to get to the office. In Manila, I think you have to also spend a few hours early to be able to travel from one place to another, especially with the traffic that you are also experiencing there. So one thing I have realized in working from home with relation to commutes or traveling is it's not stressful. Stressful because you don't have to wake up early just to prepare yourself for your work because you're not going to travel anymore. You just have to take a bath, set up everything you need to set up in your computer or in your station, and just begin to start working. If you're going to go on site, then you have to prepare early. You have to wake up early. You have to make sure that you finish on time because basically you have like a schedule that you need to follow in order for you to avoid being late. And another thing is, of course, you're not going to pay any fare. You're going to be more productive. And one thing that is very important is it's not going to cause you any mental health problems because you will be at peace. At peace in a way that you're not going to experience traffic, you're not going to experience um, difficulties in riding like certain transportations or public utility vehicles, and you're not going to stress yourself with how much you're going to pay for fare or how much money you have left to spend for the week, plus the fare that you're going to spend for traveling back and forth. So yeah, it's really really beneficial for your mental health. Reduction of emissions and waste. Because of the remote work, this reduces necessary transportation. It also reduces emissions related to transportation. Additionally, because of the expansion of remote work options, typically goes hand in hand with digitalization. A hybrid workplace may produce less waste in the form of physical materials. I'm not sure who sent or who published that study, but I think during the complete lockdown all around the world, I think someone said that it was actually effective and helpful to our mother nature. Because of the less gas emissions, the factories were not open. There were no vehicles all around the world, so there were no gas emissions everywhere, and it actually helped our the global warming that we're facing right now. And for me, in my personal opinion, I think if we do this every now and then as well, this is something that we can also take part on in order for us to help our mother nature and for our future kids who we want to have a world that they want to live in. So yeah, I just don't have this the specific person who published that, but I can really really remember that he mentioned specifically that it helped uh, the the earth basically with the total lockdown that happened a few months ago because of the pandemic. So it also improved inclusivity and diversity. Remote work enables people to work regardless of their location or abilities, and therefore inherently opens up work opportunities to a greater variety of people. This is actually more effective to our partners or our colleagues who are freelancers. I know a few people who's actually doing the hybrid setup, and some of them are basically, if you don't know this, if you have been on TikTok, you can actually see this as well. There are some freelancers and employees who's currently in Siargao, but at the same time they're still working and they're still productive while in Siargao, and that's basically what we call work life balance. um so long as you can be productive, so long as you can finish your work, so long as there is internet connection, which is very very important in a hybrid workplace, so long as there is data or internet connection and you can be productive while you're in another place, that's fine. it's absolutely fine. Because for me, it's mentally healthy as well if you're going to be in a different place. You're not going to be locked in a box wherein you just see the four corners of your room. And it's not going to be healthy in the long run. So there are some freelancers, especially for those who can afford, who prefers to go to Siargao, to be to work there, and at the same time to party at night. Just joking, but yeah, they're still working even though they're in Siargao, spending their time and enjoying the beautiful scenes in Siargao. Customizable work environment here. This is also very famous in TikTok. You can see a few users basically recording how they set up their stations at home. So this is their ability to customize their work environment, and it's not only good for your mental health being, but definitely it's also resulting into productivity improvement. I mean, sorry. For me, for my case, when we were working from home at the time, um, I was very irate. I'm not interested to work or to finish my job or to finish my task because I did not like where I was set up. And that was like the first week or 2 weeks of working from home. Right after that, I realized that it's not because I'm not happy with what I'm doing or with my work. It's because of my workspace. As an employee, as a trainer as well, I have to make sure that my workstation and my workspace is not only what I want to see or what I want to feel when I'm working, but of course, it should be something that I'm also going to have to be at peace in a way, because I like where I can see things. For example, I have to have notebooks and pens around me. When I'm working from home, I want to have like a speaker beside my computer because I love to listen to music. There are also some cases that I like to like grab a candy or snacks, and I have to have something beside me as well in my workstation. And that is what I did when I was working from home. I had to set up everything. I have to set it up in a way that it would be good for me, it would be productive for me, and it would make me work, basically. So that's something that you also have to be mindful of if you're going to be in a hybrid workplace. Another thing here are challenges of hybrid workplace. So there are a few challenges. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. Okay. Now, for the challenges, first and foremost, materials. Here in the Philippines, we're very known to really not have that strong internet connection or data connection. You have to be in a certain place where you can get good signal. You have to be in a certain place where you can get faster internet connection or Wi Fi. Another thing that you also have to consider is your computer or your software or hardware. For BPO industry, you have to make sure that you have an appropriate computer hardware and a software. You can't just use any computers that you want. It has to make sure you have to make sure that that computer that you're going to utilize can basically help you work, because of course we have to have a lot of apps from our computers, security measures that we also have to install, tools that we also need to install in our computers. So for my case, since I have trainers with me, we were forced that time to send out computers and work from home stations to our employees, so that they can still work, they can still be productive, they can still handle a class, because some of my trainers does not have the availability of a laptop, or some of them doesn't have the availability of the internet, and of course the company did provide that in order for them to be able to achieve their job. So that's one thing that you need to take note of. Another thing is security. Here with VXI, of course, we have a very tight security for our system and for what we use it for. Digital security can be more difficult to manage when employees are working from home or in public. When we use our laptops issued by the company, we can't just use or utilize public Wi-Fi's, because there is a possibility that the security might be breached, or of course, there's a lot of hackers everywhere. So that's another possibility that we have to avoid. So working from home, and being able to work on site have different challenges as well. And of course, if it's regarding security, that's a very, very big deal to any company that I know of. So that's something that you also have to remember. Distractions. While in some ways working from home can reduce distractions, it also has the potential to introduce new distractions into your work life, such as any noise throughout the rest of your home. Now, mind you, I have two dogs. Two dogs. So while working from home and while, of course, handling or teaching a class or training a class, all of a sudden my two dogs decided to bark at each other for no reason. So I have to place myself on mute because, of course, it's distracting for my trainees. I have to place myself on mute. I had to turn off my camera because I have to scold my dogs. Another thing that you also have to remember, here in Davao, we have a lot of roosters everywhere. So as early as 5 a.m., 4 a.m., up until 10 to 11 a.m., like the roosters are going to make noise all throughout the morning. So you have to make sure that you set up your workplace that, of course, is not near any roosters, that you can keep your dogs away, or even your parents or your brothers and sisters who's basically just going to make noise without any care, even if you're working or whatnot. Like my mom, who's also cooking while I was working from home. Of course, you can hear the chopping board when she was cooking. So that's another distraction that you also have to consider. But I love my mom. I'm not, I'm not taking it against her. She's cooking for me as well. So that's fine. Disconnectedness. This one, I'd like to put emphasis on this. Remote work can make employees feel lonely and disconnected from their company and the people in it. Um, Based on my experience, of course, it gets lonely in the long run. You want to talk to your colleagues. You want to, of course, spend some time with them. You want to maritas each other and whatnot, right? So in the long run, of course, since you're working from home, you cannot guarantee that your colleagues will be available for you to chit chat. Sometimes the only communication that you have with your colleagues is via chat. You you have lesser time talking to them directly or calling them. You just basically chat each other. Me personally, I'm not really a fan of using chats or whatnot. I prefer calls. So it was really difficult for me to connect. It was difficult for me to reach out to people because I'm not really fond of chatting colleagues and whatnot. So in the long run, you get disconnected. And when we were sent back to the office to work on site, there was like a disconnect between the colleagues with each other, basically. Because of course, you have been working from home for like a month or two, and you already lost that touch of connection that you have with them. Some may have the same connection still, but there are some as well whose connection suddenly was in a rocky stage. So don't let that affect you. Working from home may disconnect you from people, but if you make sure that you keep in touch with them, you're not going to lose anyone. Especially if you're going to work in a BPO industry where everyone is basically going to talk to you all day, every day. So don't let that affect you. So those are some of the challenges for a hybrid workplace, and there's a few more that I'd like to also share. Scheduling. Remote work may cause conflicts in schedule due to complications such as varying time zones and work hours. Here in the Philippines, we don't really have time zones and whatnot. This is more applicable in the US. But here with us in the Philippines, there are night shifts and day shifts. So if you're going to be working from home, there are some cases that some of you may be working on a day shift, others may be working on a night shift. Some work well during the day shift, and some as well work well during the night shift. So some your schedules might not be matching with your colleagues, with your friends. You just have to prepare yourself with that as well. Long distance collaboration. Employees need to still be able to reach each other reliably without disrupting each other's personal lives. My take on this is there are cases that even if you're already off shift or you're done with your day, there are some cases that colleagues or your managers might be calling you off shift or after shift. So you can say no. Not because they called you all of a sudden you have to pick up right away unless they texted you that it's something urgent or it's a life and death experience. You have the option not to answer that call because I think earlier it was discussed that you have to have your own personal time as well. Don't let anyone take that away from you. it's not going to be healthy mentally. So you have to make sure you give yourself enough time to have personal time as well. Maintaining work culture. Hybrid work culture is by necessity different than traditional work culture. And what that entails is still up for debate as more companies confirm to this structure. As mentioned earlier, VXI is no longer doing hybrid workplace. Right now, we're advocating our employees, agents, and even our bosses to basically work on site because we see more productivity and it's more productive and effective for us in a BPO industry that everyone is on site, especially with our agents, because it's not going to be difficult for us to check with them, to help them out with their calls and whatnot. So, for the others, there are some companies that are still doing a hybrid workplace, especially for those companies or businesses that basically just finish their work online or conduct sessions online, virtual sessions and whatnot. So, those are some of the companies that are basically still doing the hybrid workplace. So, my key takeaway for a hybrid workplace is knowing how to adapt to a new environment basically takes time. If you want to adapt well to change, then you must accept the fact that it will involve some certain level of loss that has to do with undoing certain habits and behaviors you've yet to unlearn. Keep in mind that it's not only about you, and it's also about the organization. Any action or inaction you take will affect the company's productivity and success. So, the global workplace is a competition. So, the quicker you get to adapt to your new work environment, the better it is for you, your team, and the company that you're in. Thank you, everyone. That's it for me for today.
Let us just go ahead and
All
move.
right, so thank you so much, Miss B. And okay. To our audience, the floor is now open for questions. So if you have questions regarding the topic, so now is the time to ask questions. So please feel free to post your questions on the comment section, especially sa mga graduating students na curious, no? Ayan, so okay, so yun. Miss Maria, do you have questions po for B?
Yes, the offline question lang po. How will you keep the fairness for those employees working on site and working from home?
Fairness. Then, of course, we have to take note that not everyone will be working at home at the same time and working on site at the same time. So it should be balanced. If this week there are some people who was working from home, then the following week the others will be given the chance as well. Because of course, in the long run, some employees might think, oh, it's unfair, sila lang, nasa bahay, ganito, ganyan. So we have to make sure that all agents are also accommodated with the request, given the fact that they also have to or they want to spend time with their family while working from home.
Thank you so much, P. And then, ano po, second question lang. What are some considerations when it comes to performance and attendance management para po sa mga working from home?
That's a very, very good question, especially for agents. Now, during the pandemic, there has been a lot of issues with attendance because of internet connections or reasons that they don't have any electricity and whatnot. In order for us to maintain good attendance and performance, we have to make sure that our employees who committed to work at home will have consistent internet connection and does not show any decline with their performance because they're working from home. In any case that they showed any lesser productivity and lesser performance because of the following reasons, then of course it's also part of the contract that they have signed. Then they have to report back on site, and other agents may be given the opportunity to work from home instead.
Mm, okay po,
Okay.
thank you
May
so
pwede pa
much.
akong mag-button. May follow-up question on. Miss B, how do you count or paano niyo check yung productivity po nung employees working from home?
So agent wise, we have a certain tool that we count the numbers of calls and the numbers of minutes that they were doing the call. So it's what we call AHT,
Mhm.
average handling time. So there are some accounts that the call must be done in 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes. So if they're doing that, then of course they can take more calls. And within the day, they can usually take up to 30 calls. If you notice that there are agents that are taking calls for more than 5 minutes and taking 10 to 15 calls in a day, and that's already costing productivity and performance already. So yes, our tools are very, very effective in counting numbers of calls and minutes. So that is how we basically gauge their performance from.
Thank you. Kahit hindi ko masyado naiintindihan, pero si Miss Maria, I'm sure alam ko gets niya kasi nanggaling siya sa BPO
Yung
mismo,
mga
ayan. So,
key metrics na
thank you, Miss B, for answering that one. Miss Maria, you can continue ano po, asking questions.
yes. Yes, well, what's the impact of pandemic on employees' productivity, especially for people working from home? Are they more productive naman po ba?
Um, Good thing about the experience that we had here in VXI during the pandemic, the employees were very consistent with their performance, knowing that it's like a jungle out there. If you lose a job, it would be hard for you to look for another job because it's in the pandemic. So no one was really hiring, no one was really opening up any vacancies. So they were making sure that they were consistent with their performance. I even knew some people who basically lost connection for a day. They ended up buying the prepaid Wi-Fi to just sustain their shifts for the whole week. So yeah, fortunately the employees that we have here in VXI were very consistent with their performance all throughout the pandemic as well.
Okay po, thank you. And follow-up question lang po, what do you think are the factors that significantly boost someone's productivity po during pandemic?
Factors. One for me is incentive, performance incentive. Our incentives comes in different forms kasi we have like grocery package, we have monetary, we have um, um, items that we give away to our employees. One thing for me personally that I also observe to our employees is monetary incentive. Of course, sino bang hihindi sa pera na yan? So they will really exert effort to be more productive and to really show up and perform even more to other employees to compete as well with their performance kasi it would be very beneficial for them. Kasi nga, pandemic, mahirap nung time na yun. Kahit mag-grocery ka, mahirap lumabas. So, everything must be done online. So, if you have that money to spend your groceries and to spend on money or on food, then of course, that's something that the employees have also considered during that time.
Miss B, can you save more if you're working from home?
Honestly, yes.
Out of the blue ng question, pero parang can you save more po ba if you're working from home?
For me, yes. Kasi fare-wise, definitely that's already a huge savings on a daily basis back and forth na pauwi. Um, Another thing is, mahilig kasi tayong magkape. So, napapakape tayo pag nasa office tayo. So, pag nasa bahay, malamang titimpla-timpla na lang tayo. So, that's another savings as well. And definitely for me, food. Kasi I don't have to buy food for myself. My mom basically cooks food for me. So, that's already a huge savings for me. So, yes, definitely.
Ouch, parang mas malaki yung food deliveries ko kaysa sa sa transpo, ayan. So, thank you so much, Miss B. So, I think, wala ng questions. Wala. May questions ka pa, Miss Maria?
That would be all for Ma'am Joyce.
Ay, okay. So, I think, same with our audience po. Parang clear naman sa kanila and walang audience. So, thank you so much, Miss B. And to our audience, if you are interested to apply at VXI, you may submit your resume link through to or you may visit www.jobs180.com/VXI. Ayan. So, thank you so much, Miss B.
Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
for sharing your
Bye-bye.
time and your, of course, your expertise for today's session. Thank you. Ingat po. All right. So, ayan. So, moving on to our last topic na for today. Ayan, hiring in the new normal. So, to introduce our speaker, our last speaker for today, Miss Maria.
Yes, he is a graduate of BS Psychology and is a licensed psychometrician with more than a year of experience in recruitment field. The recruiting associate from Accenture, Mr. Raymond Kyle Dabbay. Morning, sir.
Hi, Sir
Hello.
Kyle. Good morning.
Morning, everyone. Am I audible? Sorry.
Not sure if it's on my end lang. Pero medyo, ano ba, choppy ba?
Medyo may hina yung sound.
Medyo mahina, Sir Kyle.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay. All right.
Ayan, so while Sir Kyle is fixing his, you're on mute, sir.
Unmute po.
His audio. Ayan. So again to our audience, if you have questions, sir, sir, ayan, questions tayo. Pero later na lang, we'll ask Sir Kyle na lang habang nandito si Sir Kyle sa mga naiwang questions. So, Sir Kyle, can we now test po your share screen?
Can you hear me now better? Okay, so let me share my screen. Ayan. Okay.
Ayan. So it's up, sir. So if you're ready, sir, we'll leave it at we'll be back after 20 minutes for the Q&A. Good luck, Sir Kyle.
Is that
All
Sir
right,
Kyle?
thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so hello and good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Kyle and from Accenture. I thank you for having me, Jobs 180. So for today, we will be discussing hiring in the new normal. Okay, so the term new normal has been around ever since the COVID-19 pandemic happened. This is relatively new kasi we are not familiar, or this is not something that we have heard before COVID. No? So to keep it short, hiring in the new normal is the process of sourcing, recruiting candidates, and trying to transition in the virtual process of it. So the next slide, first I will be showing you a cross comparison of the there. Okay, the cross comparison of the recruitment process prior the COVID or the pandemic and in the new normal. Okay, so let's discuss first pre-COVID. So how do companies recruit talent pre-COVID? So first and the second, this goes both hand in hand, flyers and door to door. So before I explain this, I want to share my personal experience. Ano. So before, I remember very specific. I was walking around Robinson Cybergate, where is Accenture's main office is located. So I have an interview before na somewhere around the area. Syempre, I wouldn't mention the company. While waiting in this convenience store, I came across to the recruitment office, and then I've seen Accenture, and someone came up to me and asked me if I would want to apply in Accenture. So back then, I really am not that familiar with Accenture, so I didn't pursue. Also, the fact that I have an existing, application with another company, and I'm already up for interview that day. So before, I remember that they were asking me if I know Accenture, if I have any idea what are the services Accenture is offering. And then they had showed me some of the services that they are offering in Accenture. So that is what we do in flyers and door to door. So back then, they did not offer me flyers, but some other companies, no, they do offer flyers. Like for example, if makita nyo mapapadaan kayo sa mga malalaking establishments, no, merong mga recruiters sa labas ng office nila, and they would give out flyers if you're interested to apply. Sometimes not flyers, sometimes actually the application form already, no, para ma-secure ka nila to process your application with them. And door to door also, this is very practical for areas na madaming tao or madaming pwedeng ma-source. So these are just some of the ways companies recruit talents or candidates before pandemic or before the COVID-19 pandemic happened. And then of course, face-to-face interviews. If you remember before the process, if you have an interview, if you have a scheduled interview and assessment, you have to report and go on site to start your application process. So that's how it's like before. Sometimes some companies wouldn't let you leave until you finish your application. I've tried this before with other companies. There are companies that would let you stay for 10 to 12 hours the whole day. Pero the good thing naman dun is that, you would be able to get the job if you would be able to pass the whole application within the day already. And then, of course, the assessment test, you would have to do the test or the examination in their computer lab or in a quiet area. So, to sum it up, you have to do the application process face to face together with the recruiter and in the office of the company. Ngayon, so now that the COVID-19 pandemic happened, we are trying to adapt to the transition or to the changes that it gave. So in the new normal, okay, so as you can see there, social media or internet. So companies and industries have abused social media in a good way, by the way. Social media and internet, kasi nga, it's very accessible. I mean, with the exemption of job postings in Facebook and other job platforms, no, I think this also pertains to recruiters who can easily reach out to their Facebook friends, let's say, or let's say in LinkedIn or other job platforms, no, they can easily reach out and message, hey, do you want to apply sa ano ba, ganitong position? Let's say, for example, customer service representative position. So it's another way of communicating instead of, recruiters meeting you in the front of their offices. Pagka social media or internet, it would be easier kasi it's just one click away and they would just have to type in their messages. Ayan. And then also AI generated job boards. To explain this very shortly, AI generated job boards is used to curate specific job positions for you. So AI generated job boards uses how do you say this algorithms, no? In order for you to filter out already the limitations of the job position you're looking for. So for example, ikaw ay isang fresh graduate with no experience, okay? You just graduated, let's say, last September and you're looking for um, a job position, let's say here in Accenture. So if you would go to, for example, in Jobs 180 or in Accenture website, you would have to filter out na, di ba? Tatanggalin mo na syempre yung mga limitations na wala ka. And then ilalagay mo that you don't have any experience. So this is very convenient to everyone kasi syempre it's easier for you to narrow down the options for job positions. Ayan. And then next is virtual interviews and online examinations. So let's discuss this because both those this goes hand in hand as well. So virtual interviews, of course, in a sense na right now this is timely and relevant, no? Kasi we are trying to process applications virtually. So you would have to attend virtual interviews through different virtual platforms, like for example, MS Teams, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Google Meet, or whatever virtual platforms the company is offering. Pero if that makes sense, in terms of virtual interviews, you wouldn't have to prepare much, right? I mean, in comparison to, sa face-to-face interviews or office. But if in virtual interviews, you only have to prepare your laptop device or your internet connection, and then afterwards, you just have to attend the meeting and finish it within an hour or so, or less than an hour. So yeah, same goes with online examination. You would just have to have an access with devices like laptop, cell phone, or whatever the company is requiring you to have. I guess the only takeaway I have for this with the new normal, recruiting process is that you have to invest in a good internet connection. Kahit wag na sa device kasi that varies. Pero you have to invest in a good internet connection in a way that, at least wala ka magiging problems. You want to lessen the difficulties and challenges you might encounter throughout the process. Okay? So moving forward, ayan. All right. So what were the challenges we anticipated in this new format, in the new normal format? Okay. So let's break this down one by one. So first is less personal interaction between applicant and recruiter. Okay, some would say na syempre, because this is done virtually, you wouldn't be able to observe the whole nonverbal cues the candidate or the talent has. Syempre kasi, for example, if the candidate is nervous or is anxious, and let's say nagsasweat yung hands niya, you wouldn't be able to see that, and you wouldn't be able to assess that the candidate is nervous. Pero for me personally, I honestly prefer virtual process, virtual interviews kasi let's be more inclusive kasi merong mga candidates or merong mga talents na very shy type, very introverted, has introvert tendencies. I think this is a way for them to express themselves better rather than face to face. Pero yun nga, let's try to remember that there are still less personal interactions between applicant and recruiter pagka virtual ang ating process. Okay, moving forward, a high fallout rate due to technical difficulties. So this is beyond our control already. Kasi, internet problems happen, device problem happen. Let's say, for example, nawalan kayo ng internet with your internet servicing provider, or let's say nalobat yung laptop or yung phone mo. So that happens. So um, that eventually, magkakaroon ng high fallout rate because of those technical difficulties that we encounter. And then next is higher percentage of unresponsiveness and rescheduled application. So I think this is very common because I have an experience already, conducting HR interviews before and processing candidates. So I think this happens because also in connection with technical difficulties. So I think my key takeaway with this discussion in terms of challenges anticipated in the new format is that if you have an interview or an assessment na nakaschedule, no, it's best for you to really communicate properly kung ano yung best time for you to do the HR interview or the assessment. You cannot mention, yes, I am free the whole day, I'm only at home, and I don't really have much to do. Hindi pwede. Mas maganda if you really specify what specific time and date, whether it is morning, whether it is afternoon or night, no? As long as the recruiter and the company can accommodate your schedule, and then I think we wouldn't be having problems. At least meron kang, you set your mind na, okay, by 2 p.m. I have an HR interview or I have an online assessment with Accenture. So that would be better kasi let's say 30 minutes prior your interview and assessment, you can prepare and check your internet connection and your device. Ayan. So next is, aside from the challenges, we will be discussing what's working in this kind of format or in this virtual process of hiring. So first is faster and more streamlined application process due to virtual interviews and online assessments. Of course, it's easier for recruiters to source candidates and leads for virtual. Kasi you can easily post a job on Facebook, di ba? Tapos magtatanong yung mga taga-Facebook, they would ask, where is this located? I am interested, no? And then from there, they can already message if the candidate is interested. So that is just an example if you would have to utilize the social media platform. But also, this works online, for example, with Jobs 180 website or other job platforms, or even in the Accenture website. You would just have to click apply now, and then automatically your application will be submitted online. So there is a lot of options for the company to look for. Ayun. And then online interviews and assessments ensure general safety and security for candidates and recruiting teams. I think this pertains to, the idea of you being convenient at home. Kasi 'di ba before, if you have to apply for a certain company, you would have to go and travel to the office. So, andun pa yung problem mo na, for example, baka malate ka or baka matisod ka on your way to the office and masira yung damit mo or masnatchan ka ng cellphone and wallet and stuff. We try to avoid these challenges by conducting the new normal process or the virtual process. In that way, if you are at home, you're more comfortable, you feel secure, you feel safe also because up until now, we still have, cases for the COVID-19. So generally, mas safe talaga if it's done virtually. And in Accenture, by the way, we are still conducting virtual process. And then lastly, cost efficient for both employer and job seeker. Okay, so I don't think I need to expound this more. To keep it short, mas tipid talaga kasi you wouldn't have to spend money on your transportation and on your lunch, di ba? Kasi usually after ng interview mo, kakain ka kasi you want to grant yourself a reward na you're already done. So ayun, those are the challenges we anticipate in the new format and what are the things that are working. So ayun, so just want to give you some skills needed for the future. Sorry, these are skills needed for the future are changing. So these 10 skills, this is from the Future of Jobs survey conducted in 2018 by the World Economic Forum. So they did a research, what are the possible skills na magiging in trend or in need pagdating ng 2022. So ayan, I've highlighted the first five because I believe most employees from Accenture have these skills and capabilities. So first is analytical thinking and innovation. Ayan, active learning and learning strategies, creative, originality and initiative, technology design and programming, critical thinking and analysis. So very ano talaga tayo, ganyan to very progressive working environment. In a way na, we're still trying to innovate and offer skills na, that are new. And then, ayan, so 6 to 10, complex problem solving, leadership and social influence, emotional intelligence, reasoning problem solving and ideation, systems analysis and evaluation. So you also have to check these skills. If at least meron ka ng mga ganito, then you can easily land a job in your dream company or in your dream position. You just really have to hone these skills. Ayun. Okay. So just to give you an idea, no, after my discussion, kasi I want to show you what is it like being processed online or the virtual application process. So this is the candidate journey map for the application process here in Accenture. I will be using Accenture as an example, of course, but this varies to every company out there. So again, so first, of course, you have to submit your application by attending virtual career fairs, campus talk or campus events like this, conducted by Jobs 180. You would have to submit your application through www.jobs180.com/Accenture. Ganyan. So after submitting your application, you will undergo screening and validation. So you will be receiving acknowledgement na your application is already validated and you can proceed to the next steps. So this is crucial to some companies, specifically like Accenture, because we also want to check if you have an existing application with us, if you have already previously worked with Accenture, those kind of stuff and other, things that we check. And then after the process of screening and validation, we also conduct pre-employment tests. So this includes the online assessment and examination. So these varies depending on the kind of project or position you're applying for. But again, this is done virtually through your own device. Okay. And then after that, after passing, kunyari nakapasa ka sa iyong assessment, you will undergo HR interview conducted by one of our HR interviewers. Ayan. So in your HR interview, again, you just really have to dress up kahit ito na lang, di ba? It's a common joke na sabi nila nakasuit and tie ka, but underneath you're just wearing shorts. But that's okay. Ang important thing naman dito is that you would be able to sell and showcase yourself once you are being interviewed. Ayun. So after HR interview, should you be able to pass it, we will be proceeding to the next step, which is the job offer. So this is the time that the company, let's say Accenture, will be discussing that you have successfully passed the whole application process. Ayun nga lang, in comparison to, face-to-face, um, face-to-face application process, medyo mas matagal ng onti yung ating virtual process because of the hundreds of applicants that we receive every day. No? So we are trying to, syempre, accommodate everyone and give you a proper application process by, of course, giving you a schedule, having you scheduled for an HR interview or an assessment, so on and so forth. Okay, so I think that concludes my talk about hiring in the new normal. So if you want to learn more about Accenture and what we offer and the services that we offer, rather, ayan, we have here our Facebook, our Twitter, our YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So to easily apply, you can go to accenture.com/ph students if you don't have a Jobs 180 account. But if you have a Jobs 180 account already, you can just go ahead and visit www.jobs180.com/Accenture. So I guess that concludes my topic. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Sir Kyle, for joining us today. Mhm.
Ayan.
Thank you so
Hello.
much, Sir Kyle. And so, parang si Miss Maria ata yung humina yung mic, ayan. So, thank you so much, Sir Kyle. So, to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. So, if you have questions regarding the topic, and so feel free to post your questions in the comment section. Sir, may questions na tayo. Ayan, balikan lang po natin yung naiwang questions kanina since related pa rin naman yung work from home sa new normal. Ayan, hiring the new normal. So, from Jamie Selena, sa mga students, ayan, sa mga students pa lang, is it good ba for us na i-practice na namin sanayan na parang naka-work from home na kami?
Okay, that's a good question. The thing about the work from home setup, no, is it it only happened because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But some companies like Accenture, is trying to promote work-life balance and omni-connected experience. So depende talaga on what kind of company that you are looking for. So if you're planning to work in a company that offers, let's say, a work from home or like a hybrid work setup, yes, of course, it's good for you to practice yourself in trying to work from home. So i-check mo saang work location ka mas okay, at much better if malayo ka sa bed mo para pagka, nakaramdam ka ng antok, hindi ka agad diretso sa higaan mo. So yeah, that works. Definitely you can practice, but again, it still varies on the company that you're applying for.
All right. So thank you so much, Sir Kyle. So another question from Miss M. And so question from Miss M. How do you address the professional growth of your employees?
Okay, so how do you address the professional growth of your employees? Syempre, this varies again to each companies. But here in Accenture, if we believe that you are professionally growing, you're doing good in your lane here in Accenture, then of course we will be giving recognitions and awards to you. Not only that, but of course that includes other benefits like compensation and stuff like that. So here in Accenture, we do value and recognize professional growth, and there are a lot of services that we offer. So we try to promote career growth by, offering you other opportunities here in Accenture. So, for example, you started as an associate, no? Eventually, if your lead or your supervisor has seen potential in you in terms of like this area or stuff like this, then they can lead you to that specific way or career path.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Kyle. So another question po. Ayan. So Now, my question is, since it's the new normal na po na, so people are engaging more on social media, online, ayan. So, do you believe po that the future of hiring is engaging in doing more online contents?
Okay. Um, Honestly, I'm 50-50 with that eh, kasi that depends on the country. Pero kasi, I don't think that is where we are living, but I think that is something that we're trying to adapt. Kasi before, no, wala naman tayong online processes before eh. Wala tayong online connections before. But ever since the pandemic happened and, we have transitioned into this new normal, um, we are familiar already with the online experience of working. So definitely we're trying to adapt. Okay, but here in Accenture, we're trying to progress it. We're considering, online experience. That is what we call omni-connected experience. In a way now, we're trying to offer you an experience unlike before na very face-to-face lahat. Now we're trying to conduct meetings online and virtual stuff like that.
All right, thank you, sir. So, Miss Maria, may questions ka po?
Yes, Sir Kyle. So, ano naman po yung sa akin, what are the factors po or struggle of job seeker during the new normal process of hiring po?
Okay, what are some of the struggles? I think some of the challenges most candidates experience talaga is the internet connectivity. Again, sabi ko nga, I already have experience in recruitment, and sometimes or sometimes before I interview them, no, kunyari nakaschedule sila via MS Teams, sometimes they will reach out to me na first say, let's say they will tell me, Sir Kyle, Ascension, I cannot attend the meeting or the interview kasi apparently nagkaroon ng signal issues or like internet problems dito sa area namin. So that happens talaga. That is one of the problems that I've encountered kasi this is a new process. This is virtual. So yun talaga, mga technical difficulties that we are trying to uh, improve on.
Hmm? Thank you, sir. Miss Maria, partner?
Last question, Sir Kyle. Effective naman po ba yung hiring process natin during this new normal po?
Hmm. Okay, that's a good question. I think yes, definitely it's effective naman. So to tell you honestly, ako din naman na-hire ako virtual process, no. So I've done my application through Accenture virtually. So yes, I believe it is effective. Depende on what kind of position you're applying for, whether it is face to face or online, no, that we are trying to transition. I think it's really more on the commitment of the candidate to apply for the position. Kasi kung wala ka namang commitment, whether it is virtual or face-to-face, then hindi ka talaga magpo-proceed sa application mo. But yes, to tell you honestly, here in Accenture, virtual application and process really works. Kasi kung hindi naman siya nag-work, I don't think this is still something that, present here in our company.
Thank you so much, Sir Kyle, for that information. Partner?
Thank you, Miss Maria. Thank you, Sir Kyle. So, last question, I think, sir, is what do you think you will need to prepare for a future job that would be emerging soon in the new normal?
Oh, sorry?
What do you think you will need to prepare for a future job that would be emerging in the new normal? I think
What are some of
for the
the
ano,
things?
sir, for the graduating students or for the sige, let's say na lang general employees, applicants.
Okay, all right, yeah. I think I've already mentioned this kanina, no, nung discussion ko, but you really have to invest in a good internet connection talaga. Kasi sabi ko nga, some of the biggest problems that applicants or candidates who are applying for a position encounter is really technical difficulties. So, wala namang problema if we, pay monthly, right? Mag-postpaid tayo sa mga internet service providers. Kasi syempre, ayaw mo na maganda na internet connection mo, you could easily surf the internet, but at the same time, you could do your virtual process very easily and without problem. Syempre, that is something that we also consider. So if you will be applying for a position that offers, let's say, a work from home, to a specific company, then you really have to invest in a good internet connection and also have a backup internet.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir Kyle, for answering that one. So, to our audience, I think wala na pong question. So, I think that's it, sir. So, thank you, sir, for answering all our questions. And thank you for sharing your time and your experience for today's sessions po. So, we hope to have you on our next set of webinars. Thank you, sir. Miss Maria, do you have
Okay.
ano,
Thank
final
you.
message?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today. Yun po.
Thank you, sir. So,
All
guys, if you're
right.
interested to join Accenture, you may submit your resume at www.jobs180.com/Accenture. Ayan. Thank you, Sir Kyle.
Thank you, Joyce and Maria. Thank you.
Thank you po. All right. So to our audience, thank you so much for staying. And we hope you learned and enjoyed the session as much as we did. And if may tanong pa po kayo, you may send us a message sa aming facebook.com/jobs180.com. And of course, to all our speakers from Jobs 180, Makati Medical Center, VXI Accenture, maraming salamat po. Thank you. Ayan. And partner?
Yes, to officially close our program, may we invite Mrs. Emelita R. Rodelas, Head MSC's Guidance and Counseling Office for the closing remarks.
First and foremost, I would like to express my appreciation to the speakers for their valuable contribution to our webinar today. The Marketing We Live in Marinduque State College in partnership of MSC's Guidance and Counseling Office with Jobs180.com. My deepest gratitude goes also to all MSCians and other participants who attended the webinar. Likewise, our deepest gratitude to all whom one way or another helped to make it such a successful event. The Guidance and Counseling Office is tasked with ensuring that every MSc student is provided with important information that is not normally provided in the classroom about things that can help in the development of academic, psychosocial, and career of its students. By listening to the great speakers, we learned a lot about what to expect in terms of finding a job in this new normal and what kind of environment we are going to be in the next future. Everything that has been said, discussed here is important, and I hope that it will be used as guide, especially by students and others attending this event. Finally, our deepest thanks is of course reserved to the team of Jobs180.com for running this event and supporting Marinduque State College. Thank you very much and good day everyone.
Thank you so much also, Miss M, for always trusting Jobs 180 to power your events, for reaching out again and again. So, thank you, ma'am, for collaborating with Jobs 180. We look forward to more events po with MS. So thank you so much, Miss M. So there you have it, guys. We are done with the talk proper and successfully tackled all the topics assigned for today's session. And please, as mentioned earlier, do not forget to evaluate this event. So the link is flashed on your screen and it's also available at the comment section. Again, you need to fill out two forms for today's event po. So, the first one po, yung attendance link na ni-release natin earlier. And then, second form po is itong evaluation. So, these two will serve as your attendance for today's session. Ayan. So, the link is up only until this morning. So, ayan, habang maaga, habang nandiyan pa yung link available pa, please fill out the form. So, partner?
Okay. And we would like to thank each one of you guys for staying all throughout the event. And we hope that the webinar helps you be prepared in the world of work. So we would like to thank to our MSC for collaborating with Jobs 180, especially with Miss M. Rodelas. All right. And we would like to thank also the following sponsors for being our corporate sponsors for this event. And you may check out their page for career opportunities. Just visit www.jobs180.com.
Thank you. And of course, please watch out for the next set of webinars we are going to host for. And please check our Facebook page for the topics that will be discussed. And you are welcome, guys, to join in those sessions too. So for those people who missed the first half or yung kabuoang webinar, so you can rewatch this on our Facebook page and YouTube page. Ayan. So visit nyo lang Jobs 180 Facebook page and Jobs 180 YouTube page. So the program is finally concluded. This is your host, Joyce Katakutan.
And Maria Zaleo Mondam, and we will see you soon and have a great morning, po.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Marinduque State College was established first as a trade school on June 21, 1952, through Republic Act 805, authored by the late Congressman Panfilo M. Manguera and signed into law by the then President Elpidio Quirino. The school was then known as the Marinduque School of Arts and Trades, or MASAT, that offered a 2-year technical education and the 4-year secondary curricula up to 1975. On April 8, 1983, Batas Pambansa Bilang 377, authored by the late Honorable Carmencita O. Reyes, converted MASAT into the Marinduque Institute of Science and Technology, or MIST. In 1990, Congresswoman Reyes again authored what became Republic Act No. 6833, changing the name of Marinduque Institute of Science and Technology into what it is today, the Marinduque State College, effective January of the same year. To make MSC more accessible to the whole province, Congresswoman Reyes authored RA 7319, which was approved on July 19, 1991, establishing the other 3 campuses of Torrijos, Gasan, and Santa Cruz. These sought to reach out and provide equal access to more people in more remote areas of the province. In 2019, Congressman Lord Alan J. Velasco and Senator Sonny Angara introduced the bill converting MSC into a university to the House of Representatives and the Senate, respectively. Thus, after 67 years of existence, Republic Act 11334 was signed into law by President Rodrigo Duterte on June 26, 2019, converting MSC into a university, thus marking the beginning of another journey.
Magkaisa sa hamon ng panahon. makabagong bias ng nakaraan. Tara na, edukasyon sumulong na. Dakila ka, edukasyon dakila ka. Tayo na, sumama ka, umadya ka. Halika na, sumulong ka, tayo na. Tara na, edukasyon sumulong ka. Dakila ka, edukasyon dakila ka. Tayo na, sumama ka, umadya ka. Halika na, sumulong ka, tayo na.
Hello, I'm Vixie, the automated recruitment assistant of VXI Philippines. Do you want to know how to jumpstart an awesome career? Join VXI and be part of the International ICT Award 2019's Best Employer of the Year finalist, Best Company of the Year, Best Contact Center, Most Innovative Company of the Year for 2 years, Hall of Fame for Best Contact Center and BPO Company of the Year for 2017, 2018, and 2019. We are hiring account representatives for customer service, sales, and technical support. Find us in a site near you. Quezon City, Makati City, Mall of Asia, Pasay, Clark, Pampanga, and Davao City. Enjoy a competitive compensation package and industry best incentives. Apply via Facebook Messenger at VXIPH. Email us at careersph@vxi.com. Text your full name, location, and preferred interview schedule to 0917-777-5555 for Luzon and 0965-932-9745 or 0961-757-8361 for Davao. We can't wait to have you on the team soon. Apply now!
I felt that my work before didn't give me the continuous learning and career growth I was looking for. Hi, I'm Isa. I am the Clinical Training and Quality Lead for Care Innovation Operations. I am also a nurse by profession, licensed in the state of New York.
Hi, I'm Rosro. I was a Philippine registered nurse when I joined Accenture. I signed up for the USRN Build program, where I was able to get my US nursing license. I now handle a group of USRNs for a US health insurance client.
Hi, I'm Rosh. I'm a service delivery lead in health and a global process owner for provider operations, leading a team across Manila, Ilocos, and Chennai.
I felt that my work before didn't give me the continuous learning and career growth I was looking for. So, I joined Accenture as a US registered nurse. Now, I am a clinical training and quality manager. As a nurse, we review patients' medical records to make sure that services are medically necessary.
Our team caters to North America's leading healthcare payers, providers like doctors and nurses, and non-traditional health organizations. We help our clients meet the essential expectations that every person has of the healthcare system: access, experience, and outcomes. We have a strong learning and development capability for our talents. The opportunity to learn and develop new skills is not limited to your specific function or role.
I've learned different skills in leadership, business acumen, technology like robotic process automations, and artificial intelligence, which gave me the advantage in managing the various clinical teams for delivery and quality.
The USRN Build program is an Accenture initiative wherein the company provides opportunities for Philippine registered nurses to become US registered nurses. Accenture shoulders all of the expenses starting from the review center, processing of all of your documents on your behalf, and all the way down to taking the USRN licensure exam. All you have to do is just focus on the review and pass the test.
As a first-time mom of a 1-year-old boy, Accenture gave me the opportunity to work with flexibility, which allows me to spend more time with my son, while at the same time feel more connected with my team all over the world.
Future Ready is being able to get ahead of the curve. For the last 17 years, I have seen the healthcare industry continue to evolve and adapt to change. The pandemic has accelerated the shift to digital, opening the untapped potential in deploying AI and robotic process automation, all with a goal to be future ready. With Accenture as their partner, our insights and value-driven culture will help our clients deliver their promise of care to their customers.